And while we won't all win the lottery, there is a chance for thousands in the Palmetto State to get their hands on a little extra cash for buying a home. The South Carolina State Housing Authority has launched a new income tax credit that local realtors say is an offer many buyers can't refuse. Will Whitson is live in the WMBF News control room tonight. And Will, realtors say this tax credit may not help people in our area just as much, huh?
Well, that's right, Michael. Realtors say that this tax credit has some serious potential for first-time home buyers in the area. Unlike previous tax credits, it will continue to go every year for as long as you're in the home. But like I said, it only applies for first-time home buyers. That's a demographic that doesn't normally look for houses here in the Grand Strand area. This lot is empty, waiting to follow the fate of the land around it and become a homeowner's American dream. And with a little help from the South Carolina State Housing Authority, it could happen sooner rather than later.
It's not just a write-off, it's actually a credit. They actually credit that back to you as a tax credit, which is much different than just a deduction they have.
The new credit can give you back up to $2,000 a year on your home as long as you live in it, provided you're working in the same county. Previous tax credits were a one-time sum at the purchase of the home or lot and had a much more difficult application process.
It's a little different now where you actually have to do this when you're purchasing. The lender has to be approved through them, and we can easily provide that in that list on the site.
The new tax credit comes at an advantageous time for home buyers, with tons of houses on the market and interest rates low. But this only applies to people buying their first home, not the usual demographic that searches for oceanfront property.
But the majority of our real estate market is investment and second home. I would say a good 65 to 70% of our market is the investment and second home buyer.
The good news, housing on the outskirts of the Grand Strand and into the PD are expanding for young families and first-time house hunters. So while the coast may not see all the benefits of a tax credit, it could play a major role in shaping some nearby communities.
East of the waterway, maybe not as much as those folks that are moving to the western portion of Horry and Georgetown counties. I think those areas might cater a little more to the first-time home buyer.
Now, not every county in the upstate or in South Carolina qualifies for this first-time home buying credit. Most of those counties are up in the upstate. The realtors I spoke with today, they say that Horry County and most of the PD has qualified lenders for this first-time home buying credit. Michael?
Yeah, and Will, when it comes to those qualified loans, it could be a different process for those who are building their first home, right?
Well, that's absolutely right. For folks that have never bought a home before, but they are building their first home, they still qualify for that first-time home buyer's credit, but they have to go through a slightly different process. I'll explain in a live report at 6 o'clock. For now, live in the control room, Will Whitson, WMBF News.